Hey guys, welcome back to my next art book preview video. This week we have illustrations 2010 to 2023 by artist, I do not know how to pronounce this, I'm just going to call him or her XA. It may be Xa, or it may be something completely different. So a quick look at the front and back there. This is quite a thick hardback book. One thing to mention though, mine arrived a little bit beat up on the edges, but we'll talk about that in a second. But just very quickly before we look in the book, this was a Kickstarter project, so I just wanted to show you some of the sort of freebies or extras that you got for backing it. So I only got the cheapest tier, the standard book one, but there's 2 bookmarks and 3 prints, so I'll just show these very quickly. This one is like a foil one. Don't know how well it shows on camera, but it's really nice quality. And these ones have got like quite an unusual paper texture to them. It's quite nice. So I back quite a lot of Kickstarters, so I get a lot of prints, and I'm not usually bothered about many of them, but those ones are really nice. Okay, so we're starting with this sort of chapter section and an introduction. You can see that almost half the book is dedicated to beauties, and then he's got other works, Ankama, young souls, and fan arts and sketches, all of which sound pretty good to me. So we're starting with beauties. And straight away, you're going to see a lot of things that I absolutely love, like fantasy pin-ups with, dragons in quite a stylized way as well. So armored characters, general fantasy, things like that. I just think it's really cool. There are actually a few sort of before and afters as well, and drawings I did when I was younger type thing. So going back to the breakdown of what each section is, on the Kickstarter, the artist mentioned that 60% of the book is pin-ups, anime pin-ups, 8% sketches, 8% Ankama works, 8% Young Souls works, I think those 2 are maybe games, and 8% fan arts. The book itself is really nice in terms of print quality. The artwork is absolutely phenomenal. Obviously you can see that yourself. It's so nice aesthetically, the way that the book is laid out. It's very clean, but without sort of wasting space. So obviously this is a very stylized anime or manga kind of artwork, but obviously if you're watching this, you probably like that kind of artwork. And despite this being digital, some of them have a slightly, in my opinion, almost like a watercolour look to them when I look at this one. And I know that when the artist started this Kickstarter, the book was only going to be about 140-ish pages, but they reached a lot of Kickstarter goals, a lot of the stretch goals, I should say, and it ended up increasing by like 20 pages, 20 pages, 20 pages, and I'm sure, judging from that content, that it's probably close to 200 pages now, which is awesome. That's the image from the bookmark. And again, going back to the information on the Kickstarter, this artist is from France, or lives in France. I'm not sure where they're actually from. But they wanted to make a physical book because they mentioned that they love their digital art, but there's a certain thing missing from it, a certain satisfaction in this day and age with everything being digital and AI taking over. So they really wanted to basically create a physical book. And it sort of covers the work or their illustrations over the last 12 years, I think it said at the beginning. And I'm so glad that they did make this book because honestly, it's really nice. I kind of at one point regretted backing it because I was struggling financially and I've got so many books and I wasn't overly familiar with the artist. So it was somewhat of a gamble for me and I kind of regretted it. But then I got the ebook version through the other day because the rewards I backed gave me physical and digital copies. And I had a quick look through it and I was absolutely blown away. I was so glad that I kept this one. Anime manga isn't usually my main style, but when it's done right, I could really appreciate it. So again, talking about the beauties section that we're on, he mentions on Kickstarter, or he or she, sorry, I'm not sure which the artist is, but they mentioned that they wanted to create something very sort of curvy ladies in their style, very beautiful, cute, sexy characters, but without sort of going adult or going not safe for work, making it unsuitable for things, which is good because it means I can show everything on YouTube, of course. So let's take a look at some other works here because I've shown plenty of the pin-ups or beauties work. I am still only showing certain pages in the sense of, I'm skipping through it pretty quickly because it is a big book. I'm excited to see the sketches though, I haven't looked through that section yet. But just to get back to the shipping, if you are seeing this video when it first goes up and you're waiting for yours on Kickstarter, you might have seen that there's quite a lot of comments on the Kickstarter page complaining about the delivery. So the service itself was only very cheap for me to get here in the UK, and that's actually what convinced me to back it. So I have no complaints about the actual shipping service, but unfortunately it wasn't very well packaged. No disrespect to the artist, of course, but it was just a flimsy sort of letterbox you know, the kind of things that they use at like Amazon and stuff, but the book and the prints and all the rewards and everything were just loose inside and they weren't tightly packed in, so a lot of boxes were getting torn in the process, the contents were getting thrown about, and unfortunately you can kind of see that that was a lot of people's experiences. If you look at the community tab or the comments tab on Kickstarter, there are lots of people that have got damaged books, or even the parcel is open and the book wasn't in there. So it's a real shame. Mine did get a little bit beat up. I'm not sure if you could tell on camera on the edges. I was a little bit disappointed with that. But luckily for me, mine is still very much intact on the inside. So I'm still glad I bought it, even though it is a bit of a shame. Don't let that put you off from ordering this book, because the artist has already acknowledged this and said they would do things differently. So I'm pretty sure that they will send it a different method or package it better at least. So don't let it put you off. It's a very, very nice book. And this end section, as you can probably tell, is fan arts. Whenever there's a manga or anime fan art, there always seems to be some Zelda stuff in there. And last of all, let's take a quick look at the sketches section, just because I love me some sketches. Fan arts, sketches, and beautiful women are definitely my favourite kind of art books. The paper is a very nice texture as well. But I am going to leave it at that, guys. I hope you found this video useful. If you were thinking about buying the book, I will put links to the artist's social media below. But aside from that, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you for watching.